Hello everyone, this is Sharon here from 24/7 Techie, and in this video I will be reviewing the ZenFone Zoom. So I have been using this phone off and on as my daily driver for more than a month, and it has been my primary smartphone camera. So I've been using phones like LE1S, Redmi Note 3. So the phones in which the camera wasn't really that good. So I've been using this phone as my primary device for the camera sake of you. So in this video I will be reviewing it after using it for 1 month or so. So first of all, to start off, we will get rid of the specs of the phone. So the phone is powered by Intel Atom processor, which is actually Z3580. It is an quad-core 64-bit processor clocked at 2.5 GHz. In the GPU point of view, it is an PowerVR G6430. It is backed up by 4 gigs of RAM. It is having a 5.5-inch Full HD screen. It is an IPS grade screen, and a 128 gigs of internal storage comes with it. And in the connectivity point of view, it is a single SIM card phone, which also has a micro SD card slot, but it is not a hybrid slot. So it is one SIM and one micro SD card. In the camera point of view, in the rear camera, it's a 13 megapixel camera with 3x optical zoom, and in the front camera point of view, it is a 5 megapixel front camera. It's powered by 3000 mAh battery, USB OTG, and micro SD card is supported. It is running on Zen UI, which is over Android 5.0. So now we will go into the physical overview of this phone. At the right of the phone, we have a dedicated two-way shutter key with a video record dedicated button, and the power button and the volume up down buttons. So all the buttons are at the right, and at the bottom of the phone we have the primary microphone with the micro USB port, and at the right of the phone we have absolutely nothing, so all plain. And at the top of the phone we have the secondary noise cancelling microphone and the 3.5 mm headphone jack. The back of the phone is actually made up of leather, which feels really good in hand. The back of the phone is mainly dominated by this thing that looks like a disc, which is actually having the 3x optical zoom. Intel Inside is actually engraved at the back of the phone. The camera module disc is at the back as well, and as we can see, it is a dual LED flash with laser autofocus, 13 megapixel camera with 3x optical zoom, Asus branding, and a stitching or a hump so that the camera module doesn't get scratched up. And the speaker is also at the back, and the back of the phone is actually removable. The back is a little bit tight, so it takes a couple of extra seconds to remove. And as you can see at the back, the 3000 mAh battery is non-user removable. It can hold a micro SD card with up to 128 gigs. I'm using a 64 gig card plus a SIM card. No dual SIM connectivity. Now we move over to the UI point of view. It is the double tap to wake is supported, and the UI is quite a lot of bloated. Out of the box, it does comes with a lot of apps. And in the settings point of view, in about phones, we can see that it's running on Android 5.0. In the Asus customized settings, we can see they do provide us with a little bit of extra customization compared to other companies. And as you can see, we can even customize the quick setting toggles at the top, and we do have two bars over here to quick to edit. In the RAM point of view, more than 1.7 gigs of RAM is free, and on usual basis more than half of the RAM is free out of 4 gigs. And in the memory point of view, it is having 128 gigs of internal storage. A micro SD card is also supported. USB OTG is also supported. The phone does support NFC as well. And in the customizations point of view, the phone does also have a robust theme engine, not as good as MIUI or CyanogenMod, but Asus has made a good effort on making this theme engine. In the sensors point of view, the phone does supports a lot of sensors. All the necessary sensors are present. So now if we talk about the camera UI on this phone, as we can see, the UI of the phone is quite minimalistic. So this is an example of 3x optical zoom. We are right now seeing it in portrait, and the moment we zoom it in, till the time it's 3x zoom, we don't really lose on the quality of image, but the 3x optical zoom works very well. But the manual mode on this phone is quite good. It is having quite a lot of settings, and you can play around with it a lot. But the problem here is that it's only decent. It's not great thing, and I'm not really very much into a phone which claims to be great at something but not at all being great. So in the camera point of view, as you can see, these are the camera samples that I have. So the camera does perform quite decently, and the low light photography of this phone is also decent, and the flash also works quite decently. So in this image I want to show you guys the power of the 3x zoom. So this is an image that is taken with no zoom, and this is the image that is taken with 3x zoom, but I am standing at the exact same position, exact same holding of the phone, so I have not moved at all. And the moment you zoom it, so this is the result that you get. So there's no loss in quality because of zoom, because in digital zoom we crop the photo, but in optical zoom it is actually a real zoom. Another example for that, so this is an image without the zoom, and this is an image with the exact same position and the 3x zoom. The front facing camera of the phone is decent, no special things about that, but the pics turn out to be good. Nobody's related to that. In the performance point of view, as you can see, I am playing the game at high setting. It is asphalted and it is performing very well. There are no frame drops, no lag, nothing, and the game is running very smoothly, very nicely, and the heat management on the phone is actually pretty good because of the bigger footprint of the device, because the device is quite a big footprint. The gaming experience was quite enjoyable, and as you can see, I am checking the temperatures and the phone doesn't really go over 34-35 degrees Celsius, which is really nice to see on a phone like this. So the phone does have dedicated shutter keys, and the nice thing about that is you press it for a couple of seconds and it does get switched on the camera, and it does also have a video record dedicated button, and you press it and the video recording has started. But the video recording on this phone isn't really that good. It's actually quite mediocre for to say. It doesn't even have 4K video recording, and the slow motion video recording is sort of pathetic on this phone. So in the video recording point of view, this phone cannot be used at all. Asus is actually selling this phone on the point of view that it's having a 3x optical zoom, not an 13 megapixel camera or this good as in camera. They are selling it as a 3x optical zoom, which is just inside, so it is not going outside, it is not protruding like the offering that we got from Samsung. I guess it was Samsung K Zoom, and actually Asus has done a tremendous job on making it as slim as possible. But to be frank, it is quite thick. It is about 12 millimeters thick, so the thickness of the device is quite a lot. But because of the ergonomic device, it does feels decent in hand, but it can easily be mistaken as a 6-inch device because of the footprint of the device is being so big. Another thing that I really didn't like about the phone was the capacitive keys on this phone are not backlit. So it is an 38,000 rupees device and the keys are not backlit. That was a very big drawback for this device for sure. If we talk about the battery life of the phone, there was nothing really good about that, except for the fast charging capabilities of this phone, because this phone can juice up really quickly. From 0 to 100 it takes about 70 to 75 minutes, which is quite quick. But the battery drain is also similar, so you will get about 3.5 hours of screen on time with heavy usage, with quite a lot of text messages, notification, WhatsApp, Facebook, and playing of games and everything. About 3.5 hours of screen on time on a medium to heavy usage. And the phone also weighs a lot, so it weighs about 190 to 200 grams, which is actually quite a lot. We should actually think of this phone as a camera within the decent smartphone. In the smartphone point of view, the Asus has done a very good job and made a very good smartphone. But the problem here is that Asus offers similar things, similar specs without the optical zoom camera, quite a lot less money. But they are actually charging you for the optical zoom. The optical zoom works very nicely, but the problem is that except for the optical zoom in the camera point of view, we don't have anything else to show off. Because for less than this we can get quite a good camera in the Samsung Galaxy S7, in the LG G4. Because of the optical zoom, Asus is charging so much. So in my opinion, if you are asking me if you should buy this phone or not, my simple answer would be not really, because for about 33,000 and the Samsung Galaxy S7 has launched in a month or so. It will be coming to India, so the pricing for the S6 will also be dropping, which will come about 28 or 28 to 30,000, which is a very good deal compared to the Asus ZenFone Zoom. In the photography point of view, the pictures doesn't really turns out to be that great or mind-blowing, but the zoom is actually mind-blowing. They have actually justified the optical zoom point of view of this phone. Everything else isn't really that good. And now I can actually come to a conclusion: if this phone is over 25,000 rupees, it isn't really the worth buying it. Actually, this was a good phone last year when it was launched. So last year there was no need of fingerprint sensors, so this phone didn't have it. So there was no need of IR blaster, not mainstream, so they didn't have it. There was no need of 4K recording, so they didn't have it. So this phone was actually good last year, but this year this is outdated. And this is the same exact words that I told the Asus team, that this phone is outdated this year. So if you are really interested in the optical zoom point of view of this phone, if you can, then do wait for the next phone. It may be launching in a couple of months or 3 months or so. And if you can't wait, then it's all up to you. You can buy it, but I can surely tell you that the Samsung Galaxy S6 or the LG G4 or a lot more phones to come will be much better bang for buck compared to this phone. So thank you guys for watching this video. This was Sharun here from 24/7 Techie reviewing the Asus ZenFone Zoom. And please do subscribe to our channel. It helps us a lot, and you will also not miss any of our content. Don't forget to like this video, share this video. It tells us that you like our hard work, and I really hope to see you in my next video. Till then, see ya.